Live.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
That's my new drink of choice now, by the way, and I'll get into that here in a minute.
Oh.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, hold on. I got music playing here. Stop. Let's try that again. Yes, done. We're still here. Hi, we're still here. I had to fix something there. All right, here we go.
You want on one?
I got this.
I don't know what this thing is. It could get a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Sign language.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, you have been found 97% guilty. And what's new for 2022? Well, only cannibals, robots, and cryptocurrency. And why is Echo trying to kill your children? And what is the #1 search term in Google for 2021? All this and much, much more will be discussed here on DeaconLive. How are you? How are things? And over to my far right-hand side is IT Dan. How are you?
Yes, I'm wishing everyone a Happy New Year.
How was your Christmas? You have a good Christmas?
Yeah, it was quiet. We just went out for dinner with Dottie and her kids.
And Dottie's the 90-year-old lady, 99-year-old lady.
99-year-old lady drinking wine and enjoying Christmas.
Well, good. And what did you go? Would you go Burger King or something like that for dinner?
No, we went to their house. They had sweet and sour carrots, ham, and some very spicy green beans. It was very good. Good meal.
Well, good. Who cooked all that?
John and Ann did it. Dottie's children.
Okay, I was going to say, good old John and Ann.
Dottie's son and daughter-in-law.
Well, she's 99. He must have been 84 or something.
No, they're like 72 each.
Still. And Dan, you're making these old people cook for you? You're a young spry chicken at the age of 69. Happy birthday, by the way.
68. You're aging me.
I'm sorry, 68.
Yes. Still running up the stairs. You heard me.
Yeah, I know. One of those days you're going to trip and fall, and you're going to end up on the floor with a busted hip, and then we got a crane lift you out of here.
Yeah, it'll be airlift me, maybe. Yeah.
Well, crane lift, airlift, same thing. So did you do anything outside of just having dinner? Did you get anything exciting for Christmas or anything?
No, nothing for. My wife got me some
coal.
My wife got me a couple lanterns for my birthday for the hang for my garage.
Oh, very nice.
LED lanterns that have a candle effect.
Okay, good.
And Kathy and I just bought ourselves an Instapot.
Oh,
that's like our Christmas present.
Welcome to 2019, Dan.
Yes.
Well, you're a little behind the thing.
Well, we have air fryers and a bunch of other things, but we decided to get one this
Well, that'll
year.
be exciting. You'll be able to make some meals out of that and have a good time with it. Now, Christmas Eve, Dan, my wife and I normally, we get up, have a nice breakfast. It's just me and her. And for those of you who don't know, we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. We sit on about 22 some odd acres. We have chickens, we have horses, we have cows and ducks and geese and all the animals and cats and dogs. Did I say that? Anyways, so we're sitting there just, having breakfast at the island, the big island in the center of the kitchen. We're just sitting there and just kind of listening to some music and relaxing and just getting our topics ready of what we're going to do that day. All of a sudden, we hear a doorbell. Now, the doorbell, the front door, which is weird the way our house is set up, the side of the house looks like the front of the house, and the front of the house looks like the side of the house. There's no walk path up to our front door. There's a walk path up to our side door. But anyways, so the front doorbell rings, the one without the Ring camera on it, just one with the motion camera on it. So I'm like, well, who the hell is this? Now we've got a storm door, so it's a full plate glass storm door. I can see right out as I'm going to the front door. And there's a guy standing there, Dan. And when I say a guy standing there, baseball hat, neck tattoos, scruffy, probably maybe 28 to 31 years old, skinny as a rail, baggy pants, baggy clothes. I could see dirt underneath his fingernails. He had like a long sleeve shirt on with a short sleeve shirt over that long sleeve shirt, that layered look. And I could smell a lot of perfume or cologne on him. And he's like, hey man, he wouldn't look me in the eyes. He's like, there's my truck right up the road there. Can you help me out? My truck broke down. I need a jump, is what he said. I need a jump. I said, all right, fine. I said, do you have cables? Oh, man, no, I don't have any cables. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. I'd help you, but I don't have any cables. Now, Dan, I have cables.
I know you have cables. I knew that.
I have cables, but, that was my way of getting out of it. So he's like, all right, man. He kind of shuffles off and kind of walks through my yard and then out to the main road and kind of walks up and down the main. Now I can see his truck. It is off to the side of the road. It's about a half mile up the road. It's my sight's not impeded. I could see it. So then I see him walk next door to my neighbors next door, the airplane pilot guy. And I'm like, well, God, what have I done now? I don't want to know, if he's not home and she's there by herself with all the kids. And am I going to be responsible for a mass killing or something next door? So I kind of watched him. Then he left there and was walking up and down the street. Sure enough, he was home. Thank God he was home. And he actually got in it. He's got a big excursion to haul his family around, drove down there. And so now I'm like, okay, I got to watch him, make sure he doesn't get shot or murdered or anything.
This is scary stuff. People. Yeah.
So I set up, my wife a couple years ago, I've talked about it before, bought me this big, huge telescope, big Canon telescope. So I'm like, babe, where's the telescope? So I pulled into the living room and I'm lining them up. I'm sitting in the living room, total like rear window type thing. And I'm looking out the front window. You got the reference to Alfred Hitchcock show, right? The movie.
Yes. Is there a polite way to tell me that you're fucked?
And I'm sitting there and I'm watching and I've got the thing and what's going on? What's going on? Nothing. He's fine. Then he's backing out and then his car starts up and he drives that way. The neighbor drives home. He didn't get murdered. So he's good.
Yeah. And we had a creepy guy come to our house in Vermont. And we're on top of 45 acres. He came to the door and he said he wanted to borrow a knife to clean his battery table. And Kathy looked at him.
Battery table?
Cables. Oh. He had the teardrop on his eye. He had the tattoos all over his fingers and things. And he was just a creepy guy like that. And she said, my husband's will be home in about an hour if you want to wait for him. And,
good. That's plenty enough time for me to kill you.
We had one of those just wooden screen doors that was there and with the little latch on it. And he grabbed that handle and tried to open the door.
Did he really?
And our black lab, Katie, burst through the screen. And when I came home, he was standing in the middle of our yard, in the middle of the field. He has both of his hands up, holding tight near his, across his chest, scared to death. And she would not let him move. And then I came. It was, I did get the tools and cleaned his jumper cables, but he was in fear for probably 45 minutes.
Did he really need his battery cables clean?
Yeah, he did. He did need them
clean. So why was he grabbing the door to...
Yeah, I don't understand that. That's, that's weird because they'll come in and do strange things. So.
Yes, they will do strange things. It's scary in itself. All right, well, everyone lived. We all survived. The neighbors are still alive next door, and we've got a big show for you guys today. So stick around. What
have you told your neighbor that you?
No, I haven't seen him yet. Oh, okay. I do want to say, she did. Amy did text a couple hours later just to say Merry Christmas to everybody, and
they texted back.
They texted back Merry Christmas to you and that type of thing. So, it was touch and go situation there for a while. It was just scary, and I'll tell him if he listens to the show. I don't know if he listens to the show or not. All right, guys, stick around. When we come back, you ready for a refund? And it's not coming from who you think it's going to come from. Only if you've got COVID. Stick around. You'll listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back.
Oh, that's an interesting story.
Well, and then we sat there and...
Now, if you had the Ring doorbell, would you have just not answered?
I still would have answered it, but at least I would have hit. I could have hit record on the Ring camera just in case he was there, and then.
Yeah, we got the 3 blink cameras, and it records. But I got to change the settings because every time someone goes in my driveway or anywhere, I get a notification. I just want a notification, if they're at the front door. So I have to change it.
Well, that's what we were doing on the side door. That's why my battery gets low all the time, because if the horses walk in front of that side of the house, it'll trigger it off. If the cats crawl underneath, and I've set the sensitivity, I moved the.
I moved the zone,
and it wears the battery down.
Yeah, and we have one that's we got the doorbell, and then above the door I have one that's facing down to get the walkway, and then I have one that gets the driveway from the back of the house, and then I want to get the workshop from the front of the house. So pretty much got most of the yard covered.
I bought my mixing board.
Oh, you did get it?
Yeah. It'll be here Friday.
Oh. You like it so far?
I like what I seen that it can do, yes. Because it'll eliminate
me.
Well, it'll eliminate this board, this big bulky board. It'll eliminate this. It'll eliminate this box here. I have better control of the sounds and all that. So, okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, I gotta come back to this. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks, and the way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. Click on social contacts. You can see all the stuff that links us to you and you to us as well. And don't forget, Prophet Radio is playing the best music of 2022, from rock artists, from rap artists to R&B artists to EDM and all those different genres of music as well, all the way to the ball drops. And over to my far right-hand side is IT Dan. How are you?
I'm doing great. Beautiful day today.
So I'm sitting here, and I got a couple things. It's show and tell of what I got for Christmas. Now, I told you about I don't like. Is it sparkling water, seltzer water? I don't like.
Yeah, that's. I had some. Thanks to you.
And what did it taste like?
It's the only time in my life I'm going to have seltzer water. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Well, I bought my wife because we figured out she goes through about 3 or 4 cases about every 2 weeks, so 8 cases a month. She goes through seltzer water. We don't drink soda in the house. I do like instant tea, like the powdered tea. I'll do beer, and that's basically it. Maybe a lemon juice or something like that. Well, here, Dan, I have, this is called, I got to put it on the camera so everyone can see. Switch cameras so we can all be friends. So right here, it is soda. Can you see that? This camera right here.
It looks kind of slimy.
It's got Soda Stream. There it is.
Okay.
This is seltzer water with lemon juice in it, and I put my own lemon juice in it. And if you listen, let's see if I can shake it up a little bit. I made this just now.
Yeah.
Oop.
Okay, it's got the little. I could
Hold
hear
on.
it.
Ready? See it?
Yeah.
And it takes a CO2 cartridge, no batteries, no electricity. CO2 cartridge is about as big as this drink bottle here. Clips in the back, locks it in, and then you put this bottle full of water, and you hit the button on top. It's like a pressure button. It goes one.
It's like carbonated.
Yeah, it carbonates the water, and then you add whatever flavor you want to it. My wife, it came with like bubbly, came with lemon lime and raspberry. That's what came with it. And I just do regular like lemon juice that you put in, in the bottle, the real lemon juice they put in that.
So you're not going to have to buy the 3 cases every week.
So we figured it was $89 for the Soda Stream, and it would take us approximately 3 months to recoup the cost of the actual, and plus we don't have cans all over the place. That's the one thing. So
that's kind of risky. You think you're going to live that long?
I know we're
age?
betting on the future, but I can drink this, Dan. I can drink this. I think you would like this.
The other stuff was too much.
It was horrible. Now something is too much for this guy right here. Are you familiar with Shepard Smith?
I've heard him, the newscaster.
Well, right now he's gone out there on Twitter. He's kind of a
renegade.
Yeah, he's a pain in the ass sometimes. Yeah. And let's see, I'll go to 4 on this one. And for every podcast we do, we have a matching video as well, and you can see it in real time as we're talking about it here on the show. So here's Shepard Smith, and basically, well, I'll let him tell you what he is disgusted with.
I'm sick of COVID. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm sad for the sick and dying, obviously. Frontline workers and medical professionals, you're heroes. So grateful for your sacrifices for all of us. And I follow all of the rules, every one of them. But like so many of you, I'm sick of worrying about COVID. I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm sick of reading about it. I'm sick of talking about it. And I am definitely sick of reporting on it every single day. It's too much. There's too much confusion, and it's too political. So in a minute, I'm going to ask the CDC director, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, if I wouldn't be better off just getting Omicron, since it's pretty clear it's not going to kill me. Tell me you haven't heard this. I'm triple vaxxed. So why not just ditch the precautions and move on? Get it and stay home till it's done with me. Why is that wrong? I'll ask her because Omicron is casting a long, dark shadow over the holidays. As your phone has likely alerted you in the past hour, Omicron is dominant. 3 out of 4 COVID cases all of a sudden are Omicron nationwide. That's brand new data tonight from the CDC. It's taken over, as predicted, but a whole lot faster than I heard anybody say.
So there you go. He's tired of reporting on it.
I probably agree with everything he says.
Do you really?
Yeah. And I don't. My sister-in-law's got COVID now. Follows every rule. Wears a mask. Mm-hmm. One of the girls at work, she works in the bank, and when she's 2 people in the bank. Mm-hmm. The other girl got COVID from her trainer, her personal trainer. Didn't tell my sister-in-law that she had it. So now The other girl and my sister-in-law are both got COVID. And she's been sick for about 5 days.
Well, you don't like your sister-in-law anyway. So.
No, my sister-in-law I like. Kathy's sister.
Oh, okay. I get confused.
My sister I don't like.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, something that people don't like right now is Yankee Candles. People are returning their candles that they've gotten for Christmas back to Yankee Candles. You know why?
Because they can't smell them.
Because they can't smell. They're saying there's no smell in these candles, Yankee Candles. And now I've lit a Yankee Candle on one end of the house, and if you wait about 30 minutes, that thing will permeate through everything in the house. I mean, they're very, very pungent. So why is the Yankee Candle selling candles without any smell in it? Customers are flooding Amazon and Yankee Candle reviews, saying the candles have no smell. The negative reviews seem to be coincide with a surge of COVID-19 cases caused by the Omicron variant. Lot of loss of smell, known as anosmia. How do you say that word?
Anosmia.
All right. Which is the main symptom of COVID. So, Dan, take it right there.
Yeah, Yankee Candle reviews on Amazon may be the latest indicator of COVID's surge nationwide. Some customers who recently purchased a scented candle brand using Amazon are flooding the site with negative reviews that say the candles have barely a noticeable scent or no scent at all. While many reviewers gave the candles 5 stars and described a strong scent reminiscent of Christmas trees, others said they couldn't smell anything or could only smell burning wax. But I mean, don't you think that the people who you couldn't smell a fart, you couldn't smell if you cooked food, you wouldn't smell it too? Wouldn't that all be in the same? Or they can't put 2 and 2 together?
With a loss of smell, it's also a loss of taste, isn't it as well? Because scent has a lot to deal with the way you taste. You got a phone call there, Dan? Is that the president? Is that Shepard Smith calling you?
It's someone called Spam Risk. I apologize.
Well, that's the spam company wondering how come you haven't eaten your spam today?
Yes, I haven't had any today. So.
Now, here's another thing. Now, we've seen the relief checks for people being furloughed and the stimulus checks to get everyone. You got your $1,500 and it was $4,000, and I don't know. I don't look at the bank account. My wife goes, "Oh, look, we got another $2,000 check."
I like it. I'll tell you, I enjoy it. So.
Well, right now, some people are eligible to get $9,000 back, but you have to be dead.
That's a good deal.
As of the death toll rises for COVID-19 continues to rise more and more, the federal government has a program to help families that are not dealing with such grief of losing a loved one, is also trying to figure out how quickly to come up with thousands and thousands for funeral costs once someone has died in the family. Right now, FEMA has stepped in, and they are reimbursing 226,000 people, a total of $1.5 billion in funeral costs. As of December 6th, the funeral that happened after January 20, 2020, which is a lot of 20s in there. But the death toll is over 800,000 people, meaning 774,000 people could apply for it, haven't applied for it yet. So right now, FEMA will reimburse you $9,000 for funeral costs as long as the person who died was related to COVID.
But you told me that nobody dies from COVID.
Nobody dies from COVID. They die from complications of COVID. So you have to figure that out. I mean, that's...
So no one dies from car crash. They die from bleeding in the hospital after the car crash.
Well, they actually say die from blunt force trauma caused by a car crash. That's how they, And
lack of oxygen to the brain is usually the ending cause. So.
Right, so that's what's happened. So if you had someone, now here's the thing, there's going to be a struggle. Now you're going to have people fighting with the doctors and saying, no, my husband, my son, my father, my daughter, my sister, my mother died of COVID. It needs to say COVID on there so I can get the $9,000. Now, I don't know if you've ever... When's the last time you buried someone, Dan?
Well, my mother and father. But I wasn't involved in the paperwork.
So, unfortunately, her father-in-law passed away several years ago. So I went through the whole process literally from, taking him to the funeral home and, getting all this estate ready and all that stuff. It's a long drawn out thing. And you find out that what life insurance covers and what life insurance doesn't cover, or health insurance covers and doesn't cover. I think for the whole thing, because he's cremated, the whole family believes in cremation. I think the whole bill was like $3,700. So in these cases, $3,700, with the funeral costs and the service fee and the person to open up the crook to put the urn in there and close the crook up, was $3,700, give or take $500 either way.
No, I have a question.
Yeah.
If you become cremated, can you be reincarnated after you've been cremated?
Well, it all depends on what you believe is are you leaving your physical body and your soul has gone on to something else? Like, for example, they say if something dies, that soul will get transferred into a baby that's being born at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's what I'm just asking you if you knew for sure.
Dan, no one knows anything for sure. It depends on what side of the Bible you're reading on. What scriptures you're reading, depending on reincarnation. But what I'm saying is the $3,700 that just cost our family to cremate my father-in-law, now they're going to give us $9,000, so we have $6,000 left over to.
But
I mean,
maybe when they do that, they say up to 9,000. So maybe you have to show them the expenses you paid.
And then you get back into the argument with the doctor saying, no, it needs to say COVID on there so I can apply for. And I mean, you're literally, how low of a person where you have to sit there and argue, I want it to say COVID on there. Well, it was a gunshot wound to the head. No, it needs to say COVID on there so I can get $9,000 to bury little Timmy.
And I think a lot of people don't even know about it. I heard of it.
Well, there you go. It starts right now, and you have to sign up for it. It takes fewer than 30 days in most cases to find out if someone is eligible, according to FEMA. Funds can be paid either via directly deposit or check. For more information, visit FEMA COVID-19 Funeral Assist webpage. And we'll put that up on the Deacon Live section of Prophet Radio. So there you go, Dan. At least you're covered. You have your funeral costs covered and everything?
Well, we have life insurance, and that's enough to cover it.
All right, when we come back, guess what? One of the top streaming words are for Google, and then when we come back, we'll also get into Up to Speed with Technology. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back.
I did not know that. That's something new.
I just found that article this morning. So,
and as far as Shepard Smith says, from what I've read, some places they said it's almost inevitable that everyone's going to get this. Where
in some form or fashion, yes.
Yeah, the new one. So how it affects them is going to be another thing. So. And see, Kathy drinks 7-Up all the time to loosen up all the shit in her throat.
Right.
And it's $1 a bottle. Yeah, in that sometimes $1.50 a bottle. Mm-hmm. So, the $89 for a carbonator wouldn't be. And
Walmart has a exchange program. Like you bring the CO2 cartridge in, and you get like when you do the big jugs of water.
Yeah.
They'll do an exchange.
Yeah.
You bring the old cartridge to the service desk. They'll give you a new one. I think it's like $10 for a new cartridge. Yeah. And one cartridge on the box, it says one cartridge does either 128 or 182 12-ounce bottles or 12-ounce cans or however you want to look at it. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean,
so all they're doing is you could just exhale into the bottle really fast.
I don't understand how the CO2 sticks in there. I would think it would just. How does it?
It's science.
It is science. I don't know how it sticks in the water, but it's good. I'd rather drink that because what I'm drinking right now is get the instant Nestea and unsweetened. Put a scoop in, and then I put lemon juice in it, and I got to mix it all the time. It's a pain in the ass. This way, I just fill that bottle up, put it in the fridge or refrigerator, and then when I want it, just. So that's it. You ready?
Yeah.
You got more spam calls over there?
No, someone's at my front door.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Okay. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We are broadcasting just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. And make sure you want something for free. Make sure you get it over at prophetradio.com, PROPHET radio. Click on a podcast, and there's a little section right there, and you get some free swag. We got some stickers, we got some magnets, we got some buttons, we got a whole bunch of stuff. And speaking of a whole bunch of stuff, it is now time for Up to Speed with Technology with IT Dan. Are you ready? I told you were
Now
ready.
I am.
Okay. Up to Speed with Technology with IT Dan.
Yeah, everybody knows Windows and Android are both extremely popular, and I use both platforms every day. But now you can send links between your phone and your PC with Microphone's Your Phone app. It's built into Windows 11 and Windows 10, and you can do a lot with it. You can control the music on your phone, you can mirror notifications to your PC, you can send text from your PC, and more. And it's not useless on your phone. You just download download your phone companion from the Google Play Store, open it up, and sign into your Microsoft account. And
I don't think I have a Microsoft account.
You might.
I might, but I don't use it.
Yeah, and that's the only time I use it for. But I was able. Now I can get my text. If I'm in my office, I can just put my phone there, and if I get a text message, I can use my regular full-size keyboard and it's so much easier texting back and forth with that.
Does it pop up on your screen on your computer? So you're saying this is an app for your desktop computer?
Yeah, if a desktop computer
that you can access your phone through.
You can access your phone through it, and if I wanted to attach a file, in a text message, I can choose from my phone. It will look there, or it will look through. I can go browse my computer, and I can, if I have a picture on my computer, I can just text it to you instead of having to. Before, I would have to email it to my phone and all that. And I mean, it's a free program, and it actually works pretty nice. For Christmas morning, I was texting everybody, because I like to send I'll send something, I'll paste it, and then I'll put their name in it just to make it personalized a little bit.
My wife got me, and I thought I'd never. I was like, I don't need those. I don't need those. Yeah. She bought me the little charging pads. It's like 4-inch by 4-inch square. You plug it in the wall, and then you just lay your phone on top of it, and it charges it automatically. And I'm like, how does that work? How is it like induction oven stuff?
It is induction. It has to be some kind of magnetic induction. So.
Well, anyway, so yeah, she got me one of those. So I got one next to my bed and one in the kitchen. I just go up and walk. And if you got Bluetooth headphones or speakers or something like that, you lay it on there, it'll charge those too, which I think is weird.
Okay. The second thing I was watching is this probably ruined something for you though. They've been building 3D houses. Habitat for Humanity.
Oh, really?
Is building 3D houses. They built a 1,200 square foot, and they use a 5-ton mounted assembly that builds the house, and they pour layers of lavacrete. It's a proprietary concrete mix, one after the other in long swirls. It almost looks like you're decorating a cake. One lays on top of the other, on top of the other. And one home can be completed in less than a week. They can tolerate extreme conditions like hurricanes, tornadoes, a 7.4 magnitude earthquake. And so the 5-ton machine makes the walls. It follows a computerized blueprint. And, I mean, they still have to use traditional construction for the roof, the electrical, and the plumbing.
I was going to say, how do they get the plumbing in? But isn't parts of the house, you can't just build the house itself. Like, you have to build the walls, but you can't sheetrock the walls because you got to do all the electrical stuff. Or is it just building the bones of the house?
It's building the exterior walls, all the exterior walls of it, and it's saving time, and it's all done with a computer.
How much is that costing?
They actually say it costs about half as much as to build a regular house.
So you're saying if it was a $200,000 house, it costs $100,000 to build it?
Yeah.
Maybe
the exterior walls are half the price.
Right. Yeah. So. But. I think I've seen videos, and you've probably seen them too, where they take all the plastic and they squish all the plastic down and build all these huts and stuff like over in the Middle East, and they create actual building blocks out of recycled plastic, and they melt it down and shape blocks. I know they won't stand up to the hurricanes or anything like that, but I mean, there's got to be something else rather than 3D printed houses. I don't know. I think they're jumping a little too far ahead in the future.
Well, it's incredible the way they do it.
All right, what else you got?
The third thing is I purchased a Blink video camera from Amazon.
Blink?
Yeah, it's Amazon. You have Ring, and this is Blink, and it cost $115 for the doorbell, 2 cameras. You download the Blink app on your phone. You scan the QR code on the back of the doorbell and the camera. 2 screws in the wall, and it's great. And this has a Blink Sync module that plug into USB, and then I have a thumb drive, a 64 gigabyte thumb drive that sticks in there, and they said that could take up a year's recording, stuff like that. So it's it works nice.
So and you can see it on your phone.
Yeah, I can see it on my phone. It will give me messages. It'll give me alerts. One thing, the difference I think between the Ring and the Blink camera is I don't see horses when I look at my cameras, and you see horses with your Ring. I don't know if it's because of the name brand or the fact you have horses.
Is this the one that you put the 2 AA batteries in it, and you said it's going to last over 4 years or something?
No, they said it should last 9 months with the AA batteries. I'll have to see.
You got to write the date on the batteries. All right. Yeah. Anything else, Dan?
No, that's it for technical stuff.
All right. When we come back, thank you, Dan. When we come back, we will dive into what actually is the most searched word in 2021. And guess what? You've heard of TikTok? Well, TikTok's opening up their very own restaurants. So stick around. We'll get into that as well. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back.
I ruined one part of your show.
That's okay. No, that's fine. You didn't ruin it, Dan.
A friend of mine had COVID for loss of taste for like 2 weeks, and he said it was so horrible. You eat stuff, it didn't matter what you ate, tasted the same. You couldn't smell anything. You don't know whether you have BO. You don't know whether your house is on fire. You don't.
But then he got over it.
Yeah, he's got over it.
Now, has he had any?
He hasn't had lingering effects.
I was going to say, and I saw something reading through the article and stuff that said that it can lay dormant in your organs for like 5 months. Like it could slowly come back, and you might not know it. You're not going to get the whole symptoms as before, but you might get it like a day. You might feel funny, and the next day it'll be gone. It's kind of like herpes.
Yeah. You don't know when it's going to come up, so
Or flare up. Oh, that's good.
Yes,
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Not like last time.
Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks. I had to figure out what I was going to do. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks. And don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video as well. Go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on the Deacon Live section. You can see the video as well and all the stories. If we've got any footage and stuff, that'll be over there on the shared on section. And you want to be heard, Dan? You want to be heard? Everyone wants to be heard.
Yeah, I want to be heard.
And what you do is, while you're at Prophet Radio, click on the little Be Heard blue bar, which is hard to say. And it opens up a microphone on your tablet and your smartphone. You speak right into it. Comes right into our inbox. If you get it in on today's show, we'll play it on the air. If not, you can come on anything that we've been doing for the past 7 years on this show. Feel free to ask us any questions.
I love some of the comments we get. It's great. And hearing from all different types, walks of life, and it's good.
Exactly. Now, Dan, speaking of different walks of life, you ever seen this before? It's always like, and we're getting into New Year, and everyone's going to do the new me, new year, and all that stuff. Well, here on Prophet Radio or on Deacon Live, we do New Year's predictions, and we'll get into some of the predictions of this year. And you can get your predictions in as well over at the Be Heard section there. Right here, there's a list of stuff that you can pick that you can only have for the next year. And here's a list. So number one is you want $10,000 cash immediately, free rent or mortgage for a year or 6 months, including next year, perfect credit score, unlimited airline tickets for life, a brand new home. You can never buy it or never move, but the home will be paid for. Free groceries for 5 years. This is just one of those things that pop up on Facebook. A brand new luxury car. You can never sell it. You can never own any other car. And or unlimited free medical care. Now, out of those, which one would you pick?
$10,000 cash.
Okay.
Free groceries for 5 years.
Okay.
And unlimited free medical care.
I think I would go unlimited airline for life, tickets for life. That way I can travel the world. I'll take the $10,000 because I need to buy something when I go all over the place. And as far as I would do probably free. No, I'm going perfect credit score because you can always get money out and make some money.
I have a good credit score.
Well, I have a good credit score too, but I want a perfect credit score.
Yeah, but I mean, we remortgaged, and I wasn't able to use the Home Depot income, and still was able to remortgage, which is, to me, was a real good thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now, if you had $10,000, how many bags of those popcorners could you get on your airline flight?
Oh, I don't know. You don't have to pay for those, do you?
No, you don't.
Oh, they're free. Now, something that is being charged right now, TikTok. You're familiar with those guys, right?
Yes.
Now, TikTok, Dan, you were saying that you bought yourself a new Instapot, and you've been watching all these cooking videos on YouTube on how to make different recipes and stuff with using your Instapot.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that.
TikTok also has these shorter length videos, like quick videos. Tasty used to do these quick videos where it's a sped up shot of overhead shot, and everyone's mixing everything in the bowl, and they dump sugar in, they dump flour in there, and they mix it all up, and
they don't tell you how much of anything. No.
They used to not do that, but now they do. Well, TikTok is kind of getting in the same boat, but they're also taking that boat a little further offshore. Take this right here, Dan. Whoops.
Yeah.
Hold on. Take that right there.
Oh, okay. TikTok is more than just a video app that helps you kill time and laugh. It can also have a startling impact on the food world. If you ever tried to bake feta pasta or whipped granulated sugar into a gorgeous coffee topper, you felt its influence. Next up, the social media platform is making it easier than ever to try out what's trending. In partnership with Virtual Dining Concepts, TikTok is opening 300 delivery-only restaurant kitchens next year across the United States that will serve the same meals to their For You page. Virtual Dining Concepts has experience capitalizing off delivery-only kitchens with a viral component. Previously, the company has worked with Mariah Carey on Mariah's Cookies and YouTube star Mr. Beast on Mr. Beast Burgers. The latter sold over 1 million burgers in the first 3 months.
Yeah, Mr. Beast, I don't know if you're familiar with him. He does like these crazy challenges, these crazy stunts and stuff. Right now, he's actually, the recent one he does, the whole thing with Squid Games came out, and you've watched Squid Games.
Yes.
Well, he's actually created, it's not deadly. You know, you're just out. You know, they don't kill you. But he's created all the same thing in real life. And, you know, the grand prize is like $450,000, and he gets all these, you know, YouTube clicks and all the...
And the contestants get eliminated one by one.
Right, yeah, and then it gets down to the last one. I don't know if the last person has to kill his brother or something like that, but still. But he does that too. Mariah Carey, you know who she is.
Yes.
So what they're saying is all the stuff that's on your For You page that you're scrolling through, and it's all these meals. If you start seeing all these meals, TikTok is going to go, you know what, we're going to take that meal, we're going to put it in our ghost kitchens, is what they're calling them. So, for example, it might come out of like a Chili's or something like that. If you want like a pasta something Alfredo, and you're like, oh, that looks really good, and you click on it, and it can come from, you know, Chili's as a ghost kitchen. They'll make it. They have all the recipes and stuff, and they'll deliver it out to you.
And they get the robots to deliver it.
Well, they're still working on the robots. Now, what is the one search word that you think in 2021 through Google has been typed in the most? Just
I would think it would all be something about COVID. I would think.
COVID or COVID-19, or do I have COVID, or symptoms of COVID, death toll of COVID, anything that has to relate to COVID. You would think that would be the number one search for 2021, right?
Yeah. I would say that. Maybe it's something. Maybe people are looking for jobs or something. But
well, you're wrong on both accounts. The thing right now, Google reports that has jumped 5,000% in searches for 2021 is this term or phrase right here: vegan food near me. Google searches have, for Google food near me, experienced more than a 5,000% increase in 2021. The search engine identified the term as a breakthrough search in its newly released year-end search report. Right there.
yeah, outside of vegan food near me, Google users were seeking out other vegan-related topics.
Vegan!
In the month of October, is climate change caused by humans, or how dogs eating less meat helps climate change, were breakthrough search in the United Kingdom. In November, global searches for vino vegano, vegan wine in Spanish, increased by more than 3,800%. When it came to specific foods, people searched for the word vegan in conjunction with pasta, cake, pancake, chili, and soup.
So what they're saying is they're more concerned about the global climate, the carbon footprint, and all that other stuff. Now, one of our predictions that we had on last week's show, I forget the person who called in and let the prediction, said that they're going to have on their box of cookies, we'll have, you know, the calories, the sugars, and we'll also have carbon footprint as part of the nutrition facts. How much carbon footprint did it take to make this box of cookies? And I see that happening. So that person who called in could be right on that one. So people are now looking for something, you know, climate change. So they're trying to find vegan stuff. Well, vegan itself, it does have a footprint, a carbon footprint in itself, but not as large. It doesn't take, you know, mass head of cattle to produce hamburgers for Burger King. I keep saying Burger King. Can you tell I want Burger King? Yeah. So, I mean, that's my opinion on that.
We've had what was it called? The Impossible Sandwich from Burger King.
Impossible Burger, yeah.
Yeah, and it tastes pretty good. It actually does taste like a burger, but not worth $5.
You know, I don't understand. Why would you make something that tastes like a burger if you are against meat? For example, I want to eat tofu, but I don't want it to taste like tofu, you know?
Actually, tofu, it's funny. We have friends of ours that have tofu and they eat it all the time. Uh-huh. And it basically, if I put chicken in something and I put all these different sauces on it, it tastes like the sauces. It doesn't, you don't taste that much chicken in anyway. And tofu is like, you just put all the flavor of everything's absorbed in that, and it tastes fine.
I had a friend.
I wouldn't eat it just by itself. It would taste like paper.
I had a high school friend of mine, and that's all she would eat is tofu and peppers and onions. And I'm like going, and I tasted it. She's like, no, it tastes just like the peppers and onions. I'm like, it tastes like shit. I'm sorry. it's smushy shit. And that was a big fad. What, in the 70s and 80s, people were eating tofu. That was They're substituting. What is
Some of our friends eat it all the time.
what is it? Just soybeans, right? Just smashed up soybeans like hummus.
It's different things. It's not no meat whatsoever.
Yeah.
So.
All right. When we come back, we were talking about predictions. We're going to talk about Baba Vanga. You know who Baba Vanga is?
I'm going to learn.
And it's not a character from Star Wars.
Okay.
All right. Stick around. Will get into her prediction as well. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. I had a guy from Marshville, because I put it on the Marshville Facebook page, the podcast, and some guy reached out to me and said, "Hey, I enjoy the show. I listen to the show. I really enjoy it." He said it's well produced, it's very entertaining, and he goes, "I think I'm your neighbor and not my neighbor." He goes, because he lives probably about a half mile down the road that way. And he's like, I live at, 123 Street and I'm at 321 Street. So I just thought it was funny. He reached out to me on Facebook and said that. That's funny, Dan.
Yes, it is good. No.
Yeah, vegan, I don't know. There's a lot of people are starting to, I think they're realizing how poorly people eat.
I have to start eating healthier.
Well, it's because of the pandemic. We've been trapped in our, and I'll save that for the show.
Well, that's why I'm trying. I want to get an air fryer, and one of my big things I want to do is try to eat less bread. If I'm having a burger, instead of having on a roll, have veggies on the side, and I think that's going to be a big.
Oh,
big thing.
Amy made she redid that loaf that we gave you. Yeah. She redid it and realized what she did wrong. She let it proof too much, and that's why it settled. She did it the other day, and bread was like this tall, big, huge. So, and she made it with regular flour. I told her to do one with wheat flour because wheat flour is supposed to be better for you because it's not as processed. It was like eating cardboard. I'm like, babe, I can't eat this. We gave it to the chickens.
When I was watching the show 1883, one of the guys on the show, actually Tim McGraw, he killed a deer, and he was cooking the deer over the campfire, and he was telling the guy, he goes, "I cooked some deer, I'll have some for you." And then he started talking to the guy, and the guy was telling him shit that he didn't like, and they started arguing a little bit, and then he got all done, the deer was all done, he got a plate, and he goes, "I decided I'm not giving you any." And it's just really good writing like that. So.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Welcome back to Deacon Live. Now's your chance to get your predictions in, and the way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on the Be Heard sections. Get your predictions in for 2022. We don't do New Year, New Me, all that stuff. We do predictions of what's going to happen for next year. And you heard a couple during the last couple commercial breaks there. And we're going to get into two famous people. Nostradamus, are you familiar with him?
Yes, we went to different schools together.
And also Baba Vanga. We're going to get into hers predictions as well. What? What are you shaking your head for?
No, well, I thought Baba Vanga was a Star Wars character. I'll admit it.
It's Boba Fett.
Oh.
But we were talking about, we got on the topic off the air about the vegans, and why do you think people are getting into more healthier diets? And Dan was saying, well, I've been sitting in the house for 2 years eating crap, and you physically realize what crap you're eating in the house, and you're looking at your menu and you're looking at your daily stuff, and you're now paying attention to everyone that's been, secluded in their house. So they're like, God, I really do eat like shit. And I think that's the way the whole world right now is realizing it, and that's why vegan has popped up a little bit more as far as...
I don't think it has much to do with global warming. It's just trying to... Everyone's gaining weight, that's all.
Yeah, they're trying to lose what do they call it, the COVID-19. Now it's going to be the COVID-36 because, man, I know. I got off my Mediterranean diet, and I can feel it, man. I can feel I've been eating bread and pasta and steak and potatoes and chicken and green beans and corn and all the stuff for Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's killing me.
Yeah, and I want to stop eating the bread. Have my burger and have veggies instead.
Now, you were talking about people looking for maybe a job, trying to get back into the workforce. Are you familiar with a company by the name of NIO? N-I-O?
No.
It's a new car company coming out. Now, I remember back in the late 90s, there was a car company called Daewoo. Do you remember them?
Yeah, I remember Daewoo.
I believe they were North Korean or South Korean. They might have been just Korean at the time.
Right on the border.
And they were hiring people from all over the United States to work in their factories, to work behind the scenes, to be salespeople, and the technology part and all the stuff. Now, of course, Daewoo. Find out when Daewoo started and ended. While he does that, China right now, Chinese automaker has a bold expansion that seems to include the United States as well. NIO chose Norway as its first market and wanted to expand outside of China, as it looks like it's now eyeing on Germany and the Netherlands as well, posting job openings. Interesting, NIO jobs listing were being posted also in the United States, where the manufacturer seems to be looking for quite a few specialists. What'd you find out over there?
Well, they started in 1967.
Right. I mean, when did they come over to the United States, I guess?
Motors.
Start and death of Daewoo.
Okay. Oh, it was founded in 1978, but it didn't appear till 1983. It appeared in the UK in 1995. It was sold to General Motors in 2001.
Yeah, but I remember in the 90s, I was listening to commercials on the talk radio station at the time in Orlando, and they were saying, come work for Daewoo. We'll hire, we'll train you, salesperson, all that stuff. All right.
And
so,
like Kia started out, when they first came out, they sold some real crappy cars but they've improved and they're nice.
They've taken their money and reinvested in themselves and come out with research and development.
Yeah.
And aren't you getting a Kia? No, you're getting a Hyundai hybrid or something.
I entered a contest for a Hyundai all-electric car. Well, I'll let you know if I get it. But my Kia, $14,000 for that car, and I've got 280,000 miles on it.
And it looks like you had 280,000 miles on that car.
I've hauled lumber on top of the roof of that car. That car is taking a beating from me.
The only thing that your car is missing is a spray painted number on the side of it for demolition derby.
What I've put that car through for testing, just a stress test on that car. And knock on wood, I had $700 I had to pay for one transmission part that that includes labor. And I just put new struts all around for $300.
Well, Dan, you're a smart guy. Maybe you could come work for NIO right here. So here we go. Read that.
Oh, okay. NIO seems to be looking to create a complete U.S. team of executives, at least for the software development side of things, as well as for self-driving, audio system development, financial, and others. It looks like the manufacturer began posting the available positions over a month ago, but the most recent ones were just added a few days ago.
So the way you look for this is go over to LinkedIn, and there's 227 current jobs right now for all around the world. So if you've got, you want to pack up and move to Norway or Germany or something like that to work for NIO or NIO or whatever it's called, go over to LinkedIn and check them out as well. Now, Dan, Nostradamus, you said you guys went to two different schools together?
Yes.
Now, Nostradamus...
I'm that old.
Nostradamus, if you're not familiar with him, he was set in the 1550s, AD, and was a big predictor. He'd sit there and he'd look into a little ball or something. He'd write these scripts. And his scripts are so, just so...
vague.
Very vague. The one thing when people... his name popped up is when the Twin Towers hit. And he wrote something about two silver birds would crash into a state capitol or something like that. And, everyone, that's when his name popped up during 9/11. So right now he is, he's predicted doom, which hasn't happened, and so on and so forth. So right here.
Yeah. Much like the high on fumes oracle at Delphi, Nostradamus' predictions are intentionally vague and open to myriad interpretations. For 2021, he alluded to an onset of a zombie apocalypse, writing, very few young people half dead to give a start. Bleak, right? Not if you consider the possibility that Nos was warning us about young folks who are really not living, man, but simply existing.
So he wrote, few young people half dead to give a start, is what he wrote. And then they're like, oh, that means zombie apocalypse. What else are you saying?
Yeah, more Matthew McConaughey pep talk than certainly quasi-death dig. But he also prophesied that 2021 would bring about a world-ending asteroid that so far has yet to make an impact. So.
And he's also talking about there is inflation and starvation will befall in 2K22 writing, so high the price of wheat that man is stirred, his fellow man to eat in his despair.
We have cannibals. Yes,
So
some fine young cannibals.
So
as a matter
yeah,
of fact.
they're talking about being cannibalism and stuff. And here's another one that he wrote: the moon in full of night over the high mountain, a new sage with lone brain sees it. By his disciples invented to be immoral, eyes of the south, hands of bosoms, bodies in fire. Which basically is saying, I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, that sounds like some lyrics to some song, crazy thing. I mean, some of his things you can say that's right on.
Now, Baba Vanga, she's a blind Bulgarian woman, and I brought her up on the show many years in the past. She's made it to the headlines again. So who is the blind mystic Baba Vanga? So read that.
Baba Vanga, born Vangelia Pendiva Dimitrova, was raised in Strumica. Is this a test? A village located at the foot of a volcanic mountain and range which was the Ottoman Empire. She passed away in 1996, aged 85, and was dubbed the Nostradamus from the Balkans. So she lived an ordinary life until the age of 12 when she mysteriously lost her eyesight during a massive storm described as a freak tornado.
Guess you didn't see that one coming, huh?
No, I did not see that one.
So here's what she's saying. So what she has predicted, she predicted ISIS. The Bulgarian also said that she's predicted the rise of a terrorist group, ISIS. She's predicted claimed the 44th president would be black. However, she also said he or she would be the last president, which again did not happen. In 1989, she claimed that American brethren will fall after being attacked by steel birds and innocent blood will be gushing. This is reference to the 2001 9/11 attack. So there are steel birds there. World War III will shortly before her death, elderly woman said Russia will not survive. It will dominate the world. So that's what she's saying for right before she died. This is what she's saying for 2022. Now, for all you out there who have got weak stomachs and you don't want to spiral into concern or anxiety or attack or anything like that, you might want to turn the radio off right now. You might want to stop your player, stop your iHeart app, go watch something for a little bit, and then maybe fast forward maybe 15 minutes or so. So here's what's going on in 2022. A virtual reality takeover for the upcoming year. Another pandemic, this time discovered in Siberia. This will caused by a frozen virus that will be released by climate change. So there you go. Eat more vegan food. We won't have the climate change. We won't have this new Siberian thing. The prediction that many cities will face water shortages will result in political consequences as alternative solutions are being used. So we're going to end up doing something else. Dan, take this one for me.
Yeah, the invasion of Earth by aliens with the arrival of an asteroid. Famine in India due to a drop in temperature that will result in locusts to attack the crops. More earthquakes and tsunamis with intense bouts of floods in Australia and parts of Asia.
So that's what she says is going to happen this year. So join us next year at this time and see if most of these came true. Now, if you want to get your predictions in, the way you do that is go over to profitradio.com, click on Be Heard, get your predictions in, and we'll play it on the very next show for the end of the year. So let's see, what do we got? Oh, Dan, are you familiar with, is it Jonathan Waters, the movie director? John Waters, who did hairspray and all.
Strange, yeah.
And he actually, in the movie, he came up with a page where you could lick the stuff or scratch and sniff the stuff. It was smell-o-vision. When something came on the screen, you went to the movie theater, they actually had a scratch and sniff sheet. Well, they've created a TV that kind of does the same thing, and we'll dive into that when we get back. You listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Are your windows up, by the way?
Yeah, is it raining?
It looked like it just got done sprinkling a little bit. The concrete's a little wet. He was a film director that pushed the envelope as far as making movies. Yeah. I remember one that sticks out in my mind was, I forget what the name of the movie was, but he was going to make a full theater screen of nothing but pubic hair. So he did it. I forget what movie it was. No genitals were shown, but he had this woman's bush, and it was part of the scene, and it was just all like her bush on the screen, covered from corner to corner, and that was, he said, I can do it. Because out of context, you couldn't tell what it was. That's what I was trying to say. It's just hair. Okay. It wasn't Hairspray the movie either, but...
So he just wanted to be able to get away with something.
He wanted to
Yeah.
push the envelope to see
Yeah.
if he could get away with stuff. So.
I did 20 push-ups today,
Did you?
but I did them differently.
Like a girl?
No, I did them. What I did is I was on the rug in my kitchen and I leaned over the sink, so I'm probably at an angle like this.
Okay.
And I mean, you still had to work at it.
Yeah, like a chair or something.
Yeah. And what I figured is, I said, if I do them on the floor, it kills my feet and stuff like that. And I said, if I do this, 20 of them is probably doing the same as 10 regular ones.
Don't mind if I do. 12 o'clock. Oh,
Yeah.
I brought these up here to show you. Amy bought me those. Oh, give them back. Give them back. Give them back. Give them back. Give them back.
Okay.
Give them back. Give them back. I'll give them to you on the show. I forgot we're doing a radio show here. Ready?
I'm ready.
Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want some free swag? You want some free stuff? You didn't get what you wanted for Christmas this year? Well, give us a call or give us a shout out. Go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on the free swag section. We got some stickers, some magnets, some buttons and stuff. Just some, thanks for listening to us. We'll send them out to you. Just fill out a little form there and we'll mail them out to you. And over my far right side is IT Dan.
Yeah, I just want to let you know, just between me and you, you're driving me to drink.
Why do you say that?
I have a new recipe every night I've been having.
What's your new recipe?
Hot chocolate,
Oh, God.
boil the water, put the chocolate in, and put a jigger of rum in it.
Watch your mouth, Dan.
Jamaican rum, and then some creamer in it.
Do you really?
And the hot chocolate is so delicious.
You're getting wasted, Dan.
Yes, I'm doing that. Well, then I have my glass of wine at night.
Well, good. My wife, this is show and tell for Christmas stuff. My wife bought me these. Now, at the store itself, to buy one of these costs about anywhere from $4 to $5, and you also get a little bit for it. So I'm going to hand this to you, Dan,
Okay.
and you tell everyone on the air what those are.
Oh, okay. It's a whole set of bits for that you would put in your drill for different size.
So it's
sockets.
it's a speed thing. So if
Yeah.
you want to put a Phillips head in it, it's got a little, it's a magnet thing. You pull the Phillips head out, you put a star bit in there.
Yes,
If you want
these come in so handy.
Well, she bought that whole bag for under $20, and there's I think 15 of them in there, and I lose them all over the place.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, look, if you can find out if they sell them, sure enough, she found them on Amazon. I think it was less than $20, and there's 15 of them in there, and I'll never run out again.
No, that's great.
Yeah,
Good.
I know it's exciting. It's a tool, Dan.
Yeah, I love Tool Time. Tool Time with Tim Taylor.
Now, when you have your chocolate drink, does coffee make you like your bowel movements get going?
Yeah.
I mean, for lack of a better term, there. Yeah, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you're shitting me. Of course it does.
So right now, when you're done, people come out of the bathroom and they always have something. If it was a good movement, everyone goes, "Whoa, don't go in there!" or "Jesus Christ, 5 pounds lighter," that type of stuff. Have you ever felt like disgustingly tired, like when you come out of there, like you did like 27 burpees in a row or something?
No, and I see people that go in and they read 3 magazines and a novel while they're in there. I usually everything gets done. No grunting, groaning, and it's 2 minutes max and stuff. And of course, then it's not safe to go in there. So.
A doctor explains what it means if you get tired after you poop. Here's one that you might want to ponder next time you're sitting on the porcelain throne. So I'm going to play this video for you right here.
You want to unmute it?
I will. For every podcast we do, I have matching video as well. And the way you see this, go over to prophetradio.com. And let's see what he says. Dr. Samir Islami. All right, here we go.
Question number 3. This is a great question. This is a question I got from a DM from Kayla, who says, your blood pressure drops.
Oops, sorry.
Your heart rate poop. Have you guys...
Let me go back.
Why am I so tired after I poop? Have you guys felt this? Let me know in the comments down below. Have you felt tired or know somebody, maybe a friend of yours, maybe it's not you, maybe it's a friend, who feels tired, just exhausted after they have a bowel movement? What is going on? Well, the most common reason is called a vagal reflex. So let's go over the process of actually using the restroom. So here's what happens. And you guys know this. Whenever you use the restroom,
Some of you.
you squeeze those abdominal muscles really tight to push things out. That squeezing of the abdominal muscles
This is a
causes
doctor.
your vagus nerve to be contracted. Your vagus nerve is part of the parasympathetic system, in which you have kind of the relaxation of things, and things slow down, and you're not as hyped up. But in addition to that, that squeezing down and that stimulation of the vagus nerve can actually decrease your heart rate. So your blood pressure drops. Your heart rate gets lower. And so whenever your blood pressure drops, you have less blood flow going to your brain. You also have more contraction going on, causing less blood flow to your brain. You're increasing your vagus nerve, and so you get this sensation of being dizzy, or having a sensation of having some fatigue or tired whenever you have that vasovagal response.
You have problems with your vagus muscle there?
No, I've never had that problem.
So there you go. So what they're saying is, I guess that muscle that you're using, it drops your blood pressure down. Now, is it good or bad? I don't know. I mean...
Yeah, I can't see it being good for you. I mean, I would say it's going to kill you, but...
Right, you just got to be careful. You're a little lightheaded when you get off the pot. Now, this guy was obviously a little lightheaded when he did this. A gentleman who faked being disabled just to get his diaper changed.
Is this our friend Ron or someone else?
No, this is someone else. A man who faked being disabled, being a disabled teen to get his diaper changed, gets arrested. Here's the best part.
Yeah.
Again. This isn't the
If
first
at
time.
first you don't succeed...
He is still full of crap. A Louisiana man who admitted tricking a healthcare worker into changing his adult diaper is pretending to be a disabled teen has been charged with attempt of human trafficking for allegedly pulling the same stinky stunt. Take it right there, Dan.
Yeah. Rutledge Diaz, the fourth, 31, was arrested last week after detectives investigated a text message in which he claimed to be engaged in alternative therapy and offered to pay a babysitter to change his diapers. He allegedly posed as a younger man with special needs and tried to recruit the victim to solicit other babysitters to care for him.
I guess that's where the human trafficking would be part of it. Diaz was arrested at his home on Thursday, charged with one count of attempted human trafficking, and booked into the correctional facility over in there. In November 2019, he was charged with 10 counts of sexual battery and human trafficking after authorities said that he posted fake ads online to lure unexpected healthcare workers to come change his diaper. So here he is.
I mean, I can see the sexual things, but I don't see the trafficking. That just doesn't make sense to me. So.
Well, he's hiring people outside. He's bringing in more and more people. He's not like trafficking in the sense that we know as trafficking. He's hiring these people to come in for a quote-unquote sexual perversion is what he's doing.
Yeah, but I don't see... If he was buying the people and selling them to someone else, it would be trafficking.
Oh, all right.
I mean, he is weird.
Yeah, he is very, very weird looking. And you can see this guy. Oh, let me go this. You can see this guy over there on the DeaconLive section.
Yeah, you do a search for Google and weird, and he'd show up.
Now, Dan, we were talking about Jonathan Waters, the director, and he would do weird things in his movies. He had one movie. He had what they call a smell-o-vision sheet. When you went in the movie theater, you had this little sheet, and it had a little scratch and sniffs, and it had when it would pop up, the little logo would pop up on the thing like a tree. You'd smell the tree. And smell-o-vision. Now, everyone would go, you know what, it'd be great if they had smell-o-vision on TV. Well, they've taken one step further. They're actually coming out with what they're calling Taste the TV.
Is this for porn movies?
No, it tastes like shit. A new kind of TV can mimic delicious flavors when you lick it. Now, here we are in the essence of COVID-19, and they're creating things where we're putting our tongues on it. All right. Yeah. So right here, Dan.
Yeah, imagine a Whopper commercial on TV.
Burger King again.
Yeah, the next thing you know, you're tasting the Whopper by licking your TV. It sounds kind of gross, but when you think about it, yeah, it's still gross. This is thanks to a Japanese professor who has created a prototype lickable TV screen capable of imitating food flavors. It's another key step towards establishing multi-sensory viewing experience, an important enhancement, especially during the COVID-19 era, as it can give people a novel way to engage with the outside world.
So the device is appropriately called Taste the TV, or the TTTV, and employs a carousel of 10 flavors, canister spray in tandem, and produces the taste of specific foods. Then the flavor sample rolls into a hydrogen film over a flat screen for you to try. So the snozberries taste like snozberries, I guess is what they're saying. The professor, Homi Mashachida, told us that his goal is to make it possible for people to have experienced something like eating at a restaurant or on the other side of the world while staying home at the same time. So I don't know if is this something that we need?
So if I've never like gone to Korea and eaten a dog, I could see what it tastes like, or lobster or something.
So is this something that we need?
I think it's a necessity. Yeah.
Well, necessity is the mother of all invention, but I mean, come on, do we need to taste the TV? I can understand the smell. I can understand like when you're watching a movie and it's a battlefield and you want to, guns are firing off and you want to smell the smoke or the gunpowder or something like that.
That would be cool, but not licking it. If there's a way there's some kind of aerosol. I just can't imagine how, it can't be healthy for you.
Have you seen all the videos of people trying out their new Oculus set? The virtual headset on TikTok, and everyone's like literally like falling over because they're freaking out because the virtual world surrounds them and engulfs them.
I have an Oculus set that I use, and I have to I sit in my chair when I'm using it, and I'll spin around, and then I'll go to rest my hands on the tabletop where I think it is, and I'm facing the opposite direction, halfway across the room.
All right. One more segment, and then we'll let you guys I forgot what I was going to say. We'll let you guys get back to what you got to do. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back.
Thank you. Did you take some of these out for yourself?
What?
Some of these? Or are you just showing me?
I'm just showing them.
Oh, okay. Well, you handed to me.
Well, I handed them to you for you to look at.
Oh, okay.
No, these are mine.
Okay.
Oh, and she got me this, too. She got me a real nice one.
Oh, okay. Those are nice.
Well, this right here is $7. That's what I'm saying. Like, those things right there. Anyways. You don't care. I don't know. How close does the phone have to be?
No, we can have it anywhere. I mean,
so if I left this in the house,
yeah,
I could see what's going on my phone on my computer.
Yeah,
like if you were to call me, would it show up on my computer?
I haven't tried phone call. I haven't tried a phone call, but it shows the text. If a text comes in, I can see it right there, and I have the. It's like one app. I can move it to the side over here.
Does it pop up like a notification? Go, ding, you've got a notication or something?
Yeah, and I have the thing running there, and it shows all my text. And if I go to type in someone's name, like if I type TR, it would you'd show up there, and you can show the text.
Well, there you go. So what made you do the chocolate and rum?
Because when we were over there, they were telling me about it.
Who?
And she actually gave me a bottle of rum.
Over where?
Yeah.
Dottie's?
Yeah, over Dottie's house. Ann was telling us that.
But rum and chocolate, I guess. Is it spice rum?
No, it's Jamaican rum, I think.
Yeah, but it usually has like some kind of flavor, like coconut or Malibu or.
I think it's more like a coconut. But it's Malibu. That's what it is.
Okay.
And but you just put a jigger of it, and it just enhances. It doesn't taste like rum or anything like that.
When her dad was alive, I don't know where it came from, but I had a desire to do eggnog and Southern Comfort because I'd see it in the stores. I'm like, oh, that sounds like it'd be really good. So I bought a bottle of Southern Comfort and thing of eggnog, and like Christmas Day, like 3 years ago, we all had a glass of it, and I took a sip, and I forgot how I don't like Southern Comfort, and I was like, this is horrible. I poured the whole thing out. The bottle set up. I think it's still in our liquor cabinet up there. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I'm not much for liquor, so that's probably the first time I ever had rum.
Really? Amy likes that Screwball, the peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah, you guys have like exotic taste for different things.
She likes it, and then she got a bottle of Bailey's cream, and so she'll have that now and then.
Yeah, my sister-in-law has Bailey's cream in her.
But that's
coffee.
That's a liqueur though. It's not a liquor, which is different. What's the difference?
A liqueur has like a candy flavor, like a anisette, things like that, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. New Jersey Walmart closed after 90 workers catch
COVID?
Yeah.
All right, you ready? Ready?
I'm ready.
Welcome back to Deacon Live. We are slowly sliding into the 2022 year. Dan, you got any big plans for New Year's Eve? Are you going to go out and drink some rum and shoot your guns off and do all that stuff?
I'm going to do the same thing I do every year for New Year's. Which is absolutely nothing. Stay home.
I know. Amy asked me, she's like, what are we doing for New Year's Eve? I go, I don't know. How many of your friends that invited us over for parties? She's like, None. How many of your friends? And I go, none.
Yeah,
So
same as me.
we're just-
Someone may invite us. I mean, Wood Run has a New Year's Eve party, but it's just another day to me.
But I mean, our problem is when I say her friends, she's got plenty of friends. She's got a lot of people that she works with. She's got just over 200 people just in her office. The problem is we're 45 minutes to an hour outside of Charlotte. So for us to New Year's Eve driving all that way and then driving all the way home, it's not worth it.
You're 1,000 miles from nowhere. Just
Almost.
White Oakham.
Now I bought my wife Cricut. Are you familiar with what Cricut is?
Yeah, Ron's wife has one.
Does she really?
Yeah.
Is she good at it?
She's made a lot of little she took little tiles and prints.
I might
things on it,
have
so-
to get with her because I bought Amy the brand new one, and it's the Cricut 3 Explorer or something like that. And she put the sample in there, and it's got the little blade that cuts out whatever. She picked a little flower.
Yeah.
It won't cut. It won't cut. And she's changed the pressure on it. It barely cuts the paper. It doesn't do it. It doesn't do it. And it says right out of the box too.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So-
and I mean maybe there's a protective coat covering on the blade. or
No,
something? Okay.
I thought I pulled the blade out and did all that stuff.
And
Now
did you stick yourself to see if it was sharp?
I didn't. But here's something I did stick myself with. Dan, are you familiar with this? And I'm holding it up to the camera here.
Oh, looks like one of those squirt guns.
It is not a squirt gun. It is called. You read it right there on the handle. Can you read that?
No, because it's not enough light.
Oh, okay. What's it say?
Bug assault.
You know
So
what
you
this
can
is for?
shoot buggers with it.
You can shoot flies with it. And I'm gonna take my headphones off. And you put salt right here in the top. See, it's just regular table salt.
Okay.
And you cock this thing back, and it's like a pressure.
So it's like a
And-
shotgun that shoots salt?
Yeah. Hold the paper up, out like you're holding something out to the side. You ready? Watch. Oh, I got the safety on. Ready?
Wow. So what's the range on it?
You don't shoot your face or your eyes. It says that on the thing. It's like it's a buckshot. So the closer you are, of course, the more buckshot pattern's going to be close. It'll blow right through that paper, Dan. Cock it back. No. Just like a regular gun in the front on the handle. Yeah. And see that the little thing came up in the back that lets you know there's salt in it, and then shoot.
Oh, yeah, that should be able to get fly.
Well, yeah, we've been picking them off left and right in the kitchen because we live out in Marshville, which is the home of Randy Travis, and we have the most chicken houses per capita out here.
No, are these flies from Randy Travis or from the horses?
They're from the horses mostly, but they'll get into the house, and every morning, because it's warm in the house, we'll take a fly swatter and just start smacking them. 1, 2, 3, and then they're done for the day, and then they go on about their business. But I bought Amy that so she could sit there and shoot them off the counter. I just thought it was fun. Something else that's fun, Alexa or Echo or whatever you have, right?
I have Alexa.
And you have Alexa that Samuel L. Jackson or something saying, right?
Yeah, I have 3 Alexas, and then one of them, 4, and one of them I just changed and it has Samuel Jackson.
Has Alexa or Samuel L. Jackson ever tried to kill you?
No.
Without you knowing?
No, every once in a while, though, you'll be saying something and it will cut into the conversation without saying her name.
It does that for us too, which is weird. Well, unfortunately, Alexa tried to kill this 10-year-old girl by telling her to do this new challenge. So, right here.
Yeah. Amazon is appalled after a mom claimed an Alexa device told her 10-year-old daughter to place a coin on an exposed electrical outlet. Mom Kristen Linval on Sunday tweeted a screenshot of the surprising interaction between her daughter and the Amazon Echo Smart Speak. The screenshot of the device's activity log showed it suggested the girl plug in a phone charger about halfway into an outlet and then touch a penny to its exposed prongs.
You know what they're talking about, right? Not putting a plug all the way in?
Yeah, that's going to electrocute yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened was the girl said, oh my fucking God, a 10-year-old just asked Alexa for a challenge, and this is what Alexa told her to do. Alexa, give me a challenge. Okay, little girl, take a plug, stick it halfway in the wall, put a penny on it, and say goodbye to your family.
That's like something my brother would do to me when I was a kid. Yeah, same thing.
Well, I've told you the story about Amy never knew about the 9-volt battery on the tongue.
Yeah.
And she never did. I thought everyone knew that in the world. And like when we first started dating, she's like, "Oh, I think this battery's dead." And I go, "Well, put it on your tongue. You can see it. It'll give you a little shock." if it's bad or not. It was a brand new battery, Dan. It lit her up. She threw that thing across the room. So, anyways, Alexa's.
Did you laugh?
I laughed and I cried at the same time.
Okay.
Alexa's algorithm searched the internet to response for the girl's request for a challenge and then sourced its response from a website. Our community now knows and offers the lifestyle and entertainment reviews in the Colorado area, according to this screenshot. Let me see if I can find the screenshot. I'm not going to bother with it. Anyway, so Alexa just picked out something called the Outlet Challenge and told the girl actually how to do the challenge and could have killed her. She could have been dead because of Alexa. And you want to talk about, what was the girl's name? The little girl's name? It didn't say the girl's name.
10-year-old daughter.
But Alexa would have had to change their name from Alexa to the Kristen Livedall company instead of Alexa or Amazon. Now,
every year it gets stranger and stranger. Every
Yes.
minute.
and it gets worse and worse. Now, breaking the law, Dan, have you been arrested before? Not to get into your personal business. Have you been arrested before?
Yes.
Did you feel that you were legally prosecuted when you got arrested? Was it your fault?
I think what I got in court was just.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they said, yes, Dan, you did touch that goat. You are
No, they
sentenced to whatever.
No, they as far as the goat, that was there's no proof on that. I was just helping it over the fence. No, actually, when we went to court, they had put my middle name, the initial wrong, and it got thrown out of court.
Oh, well, there you go. Now, this won't happen in China because China right now has developed an AI, an artificial intelligence, that could send you directly to jail. Researchers in the country have developed the machine that can charge people with crimes to help with with the help of artificial intelligence. The AI prosecutor can file a charge with more than 97% accuracy based on the verbal description of the case, as per the team. The South China Morning Post reported that this machine was built to test by Shanghai Pudong people. And what they're doing is there's the top 8 charges in China, which is not what you think. You know, here it's murder and robbing and all that stuff. The top 10 charges or top 8 charges in China, they're tired of they're filling up the
like illegally parking your rickshaw and things. Yeah.
Right, but they're clogging up the court system. They can't get through all the real good crimes and stuff. So what they're doing is they're feeding in all the data to this machine. The actual system is called System 206, and it has the running capability of basically a laptop computer. So though countries in Germany use the AI for image recognition, the AI called System 206 is going to be used in China to, let's see, I'm trying to find the charges right here. So take this right here.
Yeah,
Dan.
making such decisions will require a machine to perform more complicated tasks, such as identifying and removing any contents of a case file that are irrelevant to a crime without extracting useful information and converting complex language to a format the computer can fathom. AI Prosecutor, developed by Shai's team, can run a desktop computer. For each suspect, it would press a charge based on 1,000 traits obtained from the human-generated case description text, most of which are too small or abstract to make sense to humans. And then it would access the thing. So, I mean, if it can get 97% correct,
Right.
I mean, that's like 50% higher than
Then
we
what
do
we're
here. We're just awful. The people that, I'm reading every day about people that are wrongly
And
accused.
there's you gotta. I mean, you have to follow the law to the T to prosecute people, and then a lot of stuff will get thrown out on a technicality. Hence O.J. Simpson. Hence.
Well, no, that was the jury. The jury did that. But this thing's you're looking at where they're showing that these people that are, when the police hire a specialist come in.
Well, for you, go ahead.
And they have a specialist that comes in and they'll come in and they'll interview them. And those people just tell them exactly what they're like paid. They just make up shit for whoever's hiring them.
Right,
That's
for
all.
what that side. But here's a prime example. You said that they threw your case out of court because they misspelled your middle name by one. They
Yes.
had the wrong
They
letter.
put a J instead of a G.
So when you have an AI like this, and so those mistakes are not going to go away. Those will be followed suit. And what they've done is they've used 17,000 cases between the years of 2015 to 2020 to help the AI learn cases and all that stuff. I'm trying to find out where is the actual
Well, there was a movie with Tom Cruise that had something like that.
Minority Report.
Yeah, Minority Report. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to find out. Give me 1 sec. I'm trying to find because I read in here what the charges the top 8 were, which was really, really weird. Give me one sec. Conditions arresting. I read all that. Oh, right here.
Okay.
So right here. Take it from. These include. Go ahead. Take that right there.
They include credit card fraud, running a gambling operation, dangerous driving, intentional injury, obstructing official duties, theft, fraud.
Where'd it go?
You lost it.
I lost it. Hold on. Theft, fraud, and. Well, anyways, you can see that most of them are not not high crimes here in the United States, but
Well, some of them are, but that doesn't show murder and things like that.
Right. So there you go. So if you're in China, be prepared to see an AI prosecutor to prosecute your case. I mean, here we have what they call TV judge. Well, I say here in Florida, they've got something called TV judge. They literally will bring you up in front of a TV, and the judge will prosecute your case. You plead guilty or no guilty, whatever. They prosecute you right there, and you go on about your day. Either you go to jail or you get set free or something like that. You wait for if you want to say I'm guilty, they'll prosecute you right there and move you through the system quicker. All right, guys. On that note, I'm gonna let you guys get back to what you got to do. I hope everyone has a very, very safe and joyful New Year's Day, New Year's Eve. We'll see you next year. We're gonna do a couple changes to the show. Stick around for that, and make sure you subscribe, like, and do all that stuff. On behalf of IT Dan,
I hope everyone has a very happy New Year and a safe New Year.
my name is the Deacon saying goodnight and goodnight.
Wait, come back.
This is the end. The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.